Hello aspirants, first of all I would like to congratulate each and everyone for achieving a significant milestone, receiving the call for the interview phase. As you prepare to face the interview panel, remember that you have already proven your mettle.
In this anthropology interview session program, and in today's session I'm going to provide you more than 30 questions from physical anthropology. So before listening my answer, you have to give your answer by pausing simply the video and then listen my answer. So let's begin. What environmental factor contributes to change in human skeletal morphology over time? You see, this is one question. So may they frequently change the topic? May they stay on the same questions? So you have to say in that way. Sir, environmental factors such as climate, altitude, diet, and physical activity level influences change in human skeleton. For example, population living at high altitude may develop larger lungs capacity and chest size to adapt to lower oxygen level, while those in the colder climate may exhibit shorter and stockier build to conserve body heat. Questions from same topic in different ways, like how do these changes impact the understanding of evolutionary trends and human adaptation? So you have to answer this question. So how you handle this question? Because when board asks one question and again they repeatedly ask another question, so if you have depth, then you should start giving some clue. So board again and again ask the question from the same topic. If you won't have, so better answer in short so that board switch over some other topic. So take another question. How do these change impact the understanding of evolutionary trends in human adaptation? So you have to answer in that way. Sir, these changes in skeletal morphology provides valuable insight into evolutionary trends, and researchers can trace how human population have adapted to diverse environmental conditions over millennia. This information help in understanding the selective pressure that have shaped human evolution and the variability in skeletal traits across population. So board may ask you the question like what methodologies can be employed to study and document variation in skeletal morphology, and how can this knowledge be applied to reconstruct past human population? So in order to answer this question, simply answer in that way. Sir, there are several methodologies such as osteological analysis, geometric morphometrics, and paleopathology can be employed to study and documents variation in skeletal morphology. These methods involve careful measurement and examination of skeletal remains to identify pattern of variation and assess their significance in the context of human evolution. With advancement in imaging technologies such as CT scans and 3D modeling facilitates detailed analysis of skeletal structure, and this knowledge can be applied to reconstruct past human population by comparing skeletal traits across different time period and region, and thereby shedding light on population movement, adaptations, and interactions. Take another question. So always remember, may board switch over the question frequently, or may they stay on one question. So it depends upon how confidently you are answering and in what way you are taking the questions. So always take questions graciously, be conscious in terms of listening the questions properly, and do answer in whatever time you need, like 5 second 10 second gap, and then try to answer. So take another question. How does genetic diversities among human population arises? So if this question asked by the board to you, so you have to answer. Research genetic diversity among human population arises from various factors including mutations, gene flow, genetic, genetic drift, and natural selection. This process occurs over generation and result in difference in DNA sequence and allele frequency among individual and populations. May board asks and if they want to know what are the effect they may show, may they ask another question from the same topic, like what measures can be taken to promote gender diversity awareness and understanding both in research and public education. So in order to answer this question, you have to think in that way. If you know, you should answer. If you don't, simply say pardon sir or sorry sir, and simply request for the other questions. If you know, should do the answers in that way. Simply say, sir, promoting genetic diversity awareness and understanding is crucial in both research and public education. In research, initiatives such as genome sequencing project and population genetic studies contributes to our understanding of human genetic diversity and its implication for health and evolution. In public education, efforts to raise awareness about the importance of genetic diversities, including its role in disease susceptibilities and treatment efficacy, can help foster appreciation for human genetic variation and combat misconception about race and genetics. Take another question. What socioeconomic factors influence patterns of nutrition and health in diverse human populations? So to answer this question, you have to say, sir, socioeconomic factors such as income, education, access to health care, and cultural practices influence patterns of nutrition and health in diverse human population. These factors determines individuals' ability to access nutritious food, healthcare services, and information about healthy lifestyle choices. Again, if board asks another question from the same topic, like what interventions and policy can be implemented to address nutrition disparities and improve overall health outcome in different socioeconomic contexts? So it's your turn to answer. So you have to answer this question in that way. Sir, by implementing food assistance program, improving access to affordable and nutritious foods through initiatives like community gardens and farmers market, enhancing health education and literacy, and advocating for policies that promote socio-economic equity, such as minimum wage laws and affordable housing initiatives. Take another question. Now, board going to ask to you, how do cultural practices and traditions affects pattern of human migration and settlement? So, in order to do answer, you have to answer in that way. Sir, cultural practices and tradition influences pattern of human migration and settlement by shaping individuals' perception of their environment, social network, and opportunities for livelihood. Cultural factors such as language, religion, and kinship system play a significant role in determining migration pattern and destination choices. So, when board again asks the question like, what impact does migration have on the genetic diversity and cultural evolution of human populations? Then you have to answer, the migration impact the genetic diversities and cultural evolution of human population by introducing new genetic lineage, language, and cultural practices to the receiving population. It fosters cultural exchange and adaptation, leading to the emergence of hybrid identities, and cultural syncretism in migrant communities. Next, the board asked you, because this is the question asked by board in order to they want to know what are the impact of culture or immigration or immigration on the human population. So definitely they want to know few more about these things. So may they ask to you, how can anthropologists collaborate with communities to document and preserve cultural practices during periods of migration and settlement? Now gradually they want to explore what you have in terms of a depth in anthropology. So in order to answer this question, you have to answer that way. That anthropologists can collaborate with communities to document and preserve cultural practices during period of migration and settlement through conducting ethnographic research, to record oral histories. You have to answer in that way.